I did not want to talk about this dude, but shout out to QueenzFlip. I just watched his interview on his YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with QueenzFlip, I suggest you go follow him on Instagram. The man is hilarious. I knew about QueenzFlip in the battle rap circuit with the URL and you know, all the battle stuff that he was doing. He did the quiet room battle circuit. I don't think he's doing that anymore, but he's a part of the battle rap culture, and now he kind of like he's doing his own thing with his comedy and all that stuff. But the dude is hilarious. But anyway, I did watch the interview with Adrien Broner on QueenzFlip channel, and at first I couldn't tell if it was a serious interview or not, because at times it seemed like it wasn't serious. Because at points of the interview, Queens is like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me," right? If you're familiar with QueenzFlip work, he says that all the time. It's some New York, you know, type of, I guess, lingo or whatever they do, or maybe something that QueenzFlip does. Don't touch me, don't touch me. He does that all the time in his skits and in his Instagram posts. But I guess for the most part it was a serious interview, but this really, you know, the interview basically reconfirms what I've already said about Adrien Broner. If you watch my video where I talked about why Adrien Broner is a lost cause, it reconfirms what I said. The man wants validation from another male, basically because he lacked a father figure in his household when he grew up. He lacked a father figure. He lacked validation from a strong male person. And his infatuation, or I guess you can basically call it like a love interest with Floyd Mayweather, that's what he has. He has romance with Floyd Mayweather. It's more like a relationship. I know it's kind of crazy, I'm driving, but I just wanted to get this off my chest because it was on my mind to share with you guys. But anyway, he has a relationship. He has basically a relationship with Floyd, and it reconfirms what I already said. You know, he's looking for male validation. He's looking for that kind of that strong male leader that he was lacking during his childhood. And he looks up to Floyd like that. And Floyd, you know, Floyd is also misguided as well, because his father wasn't in his life. He happened to be successful, right, at boxing, one of the best to ever do it. And that leadership role was placed upon him by just by circumstance. That leadership role from Floyd was placed upon him by circumstance. And so you basically have the blind leading the blind, because Floyd, you know, again, his father, Senior, wasn't really in his life. You know, Floyd was caught up in the prison system, you know, and his father wasn't there. So, like I said, for me, if you guys know my channel and you know what I talk about, I preach the black family structure and how the black family structure has been on life support since the 1960s. So without a strong male figure in your household, you're basically set up for failure. And I'm not talking about a nigga cohabitating in your household. I'm not talking about a dude who paid child support and all that stuff. I'm talking about that male father figure that's in the household, helping raising the children, you know, teaching the basic necessities in terms of not only financial, but spiritual guidance, financial guidance, you know, intellectual guidance, common sense, all of that being taught by the male perspective. And that is what's missing in today's household ever since the 1960s. Because again, 72% of black children are born outside of wedlock, right? Those are facts. But like I said, Floyd got into a position of being a role model, right, where boxers and other people in that realm look up to him. You have a guy like Adrien Broner, who did not have a father figure growing up, looking up to another nigga that didn't have a father growing up. And so you got Floyd teaching Adrien Broner, you know, the ins and outs of life, when both these niggas are lost. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. It's the blind leading the blind, and the guy seeking advice and guidance, which is Adrien Broner, is looking for guidance and attention and validation from a guy like Floyd Mayweather, who didn't have the proper guidance growing up himself, right? But again, it shows that Adrien Broner, going back to him, he is still looking for validation. He's still looking for a strong male role model in his life. And throughout the interview, it showed, because he was talking about, you know, well, Floyd is the big fish. I'm a big fish too, but he's a bigger fish, you know? And when a dude don't call me, you know, I took it as disrespect and stuff like that. Just watch the interview. You know, I thought it was pretty funny. It was a serious, funny interview. You know, there was a lot of funny moments in the interview, but it was also serious at the same time, right? But QueenzFlip himself, he's an entertainer. He does all kinds of crazy stuff. If you follow him on Instagram, he does all kinds of crazy stuff. But like I said, he's one of those dudes that you don't know what direction he's coming from. But that interview, I did find it entertaining but serious at the same time. And again, with Adrien Broner, it reconfirms what I already said. And it also confirms that, you know, when you have a guy like Adrien Broner, or just people in general who lack a strong male role model during their upbringing, and they're seeking validation from the opposite or the same sex, you know, that lets you know what time it is. That lets you know what time it is. That the cycle of single parents, you know, it continues to grow without the strong male role model, a black father being in your household. It's just a lack of that going around, and it continues to grow right now because we don't have the wherewithal to be mindful when we're procreating with other people, right? We can procreate and make babies all we want, but raising the children is a whole nother aspect, and deciding who you want to raise children with or lack thereof, that shows you the lack of the black family structure that we have here today, and it continues to, you know, evolve around that particular number of 72% of black children being born out of wedlock. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like I said, just go check out that interview from QueenzFlip. It's Queens with the Z at the end, all one word, QueenzFlip. Just Google that, you'll see it come up on YouTube and all that stuff. And the dude is funny on Instagram. He's hilarious, man. He did a little skit with AB as well, where he showed up to Adrien Broner's, I guess he was doing a training session and hitting the bag. He was hitting the heavy bag, and QueenzFlip came up to him, tried to start something, and they were, obviously it was a skit. They were, you know, both in on it, but AB was like trying to fight QueenzFlip, and he ended up hitting QueenzFlip, and it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. But anyway, those are my quick thoughts on that interview, man. Go check it out if you haven't already. If you've seen the interview, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, family. All right. Till next time, family. Sean C, aka the Black Separatist, signing out. Peace.